Day 5, I would say, is the most important call in our entire series. It is the call when, for the first time, for most of these people, they are going to have a reason to believe. Many of them will have lost as much weight, if weight was their goal, in 4 days as they would on a diet in a month. However, I want to alert you, there will be people that they'll think that they're going to lose more weight, or they should have lost more weight, even though maybe it's more weight than they've ever lost on a diet in 2 or 3 weeks. You just want to set them up to win. I've had people that have done, the 4 days and they didn't lose any weight at all. It's important to let them know it's a long-term race. It's not, it's not over. Their body, just for whatever reason, may just be holding on a little bit longer to all these impurities. The second series of deep cleanse could release it all. So you really want to be supportive, encourage them. So the very first thing on the call, obviously, you want to celebrate their results. Oh my gosh, how did you do? Pounds and inches. And you want, even if it's 1 or 2 pounds, you want to be very excited and say, oh my gosh, that's normally as much weight as you lose on a week in a diet. So it's important that we really pump them up at that point. Then the transition is, obviously, okay, we talked about it in the PA. This is not just a 4-day cleanse. It's not a 9-day cleanse. It's to begin to live healthier longer. Congratulations, you've made the first giant leap forward in these first 4 days. The most important thing, the thing we recommend that most people do that can get them to living healthier longer faster, which is everyone's goal, is the race to maintenance. So that's your segue into talking about the race to maintenance and getting them on it. Now, if for any reason that there's a challenge with money or whatever, then I still would encourage them to progress, not perfection. To even if they order another 9-day, or they just decide they're going to go on maintenance for a little while and build it up, or whatever it is, you want to keep them moving forward with product. Remember, you don't want them to run out of product on day 12. You must emphasize if they don't order now, that because of UPS, etc., they won't have product on day 12 to continue whatever program that they do. We're recommending the race to maintenance, which is going to give them the greatest result in the shortest period of time. But as long as they continue to consume the products, we're very, very happy.
Perfect. 13, 15? So that'd be the end of call to action day 5?
Yep. Now we're on deep cleanse day 9.
Okay. And this we're doing deep cleanse day 9. Take 1.
So deep cleanse day 9 is the day before they're going to go into the last 2 days of deep cleansing. So they've just finished their 5 days of shake, meal, shake. So it's important that you understand that. Now, why would we have you call them the day before the last 2 days of deep cleansing? Well, because we don't want to take any chances. We want to encourage them again. And many people say, let's say they struggled in their first deep cleanse. Say, my experience is that many people that had some challenges on their first 2 deep cleanse days, the next 2 deep cleanse days, they're amazed that they just fly through it. Why? Because the body has adjusted. The body has now had, 9 days of cleansing, of shakes. The body is loaded with nutrients. So the last of these 2 deep cleanse days can be the most monumental. And for some people, they could lose all of their weight on those last 2 days, especially if they haven't lost a lot in the first couple. So this call is important that they understand. Again, you will be there for them tomorrow should they have any questions or challenges or anything. You want to encourage them that they're almost there. You guys can see the finish line. It is not worth not pushing through, because the result on day 12 will be well worth it. So again, encourage them, psych them up, tell them it's going to be incredible and it will be worth it on day 12, and you're there as a resource. They can call you whenever they want.
Perfect. 14:55.
Day 12.
Okay?
Okay. Day 12.
We're looking at about 15 here, so day 12 wrap up, take 1.
So now we come to day 12. Day 12, another really pivotal call. There's 4 things that I want to cover for you as a coach on day 12 that are critical. Number 1, obviously you're going to celebrate their results, which now they really have a reason to believe, because by that day 12, they probably had a spectacular result. They're sleeping better at night. They have more energy, some of which they may not even notice. You could ask them questions and, do you feel like you're sleeping better? Do you have less stress? Do you notice other changes that are beginning to happen in you? So that's the first thing. Celebrate those results just like you did on day 5, only now they should be even more convinced that this is really for real. The second point that I want to cover is that you now definitely want to encourage them and say, look, you have done such an amazing job. You've devoted 11 days to really changing your life. And we're going to caution you to be careful and don't go back to your old habits. So don't run out to McDonald's tomorrow. Have a steak. Take it a little bit easier on day 12. You can now eat, more food, but make sure you don't really get into processed foods and junk food or loading up on some huge meal right away, because your system is now so in balance. You don't want to throw it out of balance in just one day and throw away all that good work. The third part is now, assuming they have ordered the race to maintenance, you go over the protocol with them one more time just to make sure that they're doing it mechanically. Because keep in mind, this probably is the last time that you're going to talk to them as they're moving forward. Now, let's say they haven't ordered the race to maintenance. It's still not too late. They still could actually put it in order. They might have to overnight it, so they might have a one-day gap, in their program. Or if they now say, "Gosh, I would have wished I'd ordered it, but it was a little too expensive," encourage them to do a 9-day or put them on a maintenance program. Your job here is to tell them that, look, this 11 days was an incredible start. Congratulations. But your journey is really just beginning. This is the first huge step you've taken to living healthier longer. That was the reason really to do the cleanse in the first place. Yes, you probably released toxic fat, which is what you wanted to do. You probably did increase energy and a bunch of things like that. But it's only the start. So imagine if you're feeling this good in 11 days. Imagine how good you could feel in another month or 2 months, whatever. It's important that you emphasize that they are now on this journey and they want to continue. Now, the last point. By now, you're going to tell them, probably people are already asking you, "Gosh, what are you doing? Looks like you have more energy, you've lost some weight, whatever." So instead of making it really complicated and whatever, we're going to create a video for you that you can simply send them to. And in the video, we're going to go over exactly how this new cleanser that now has had this great experience, how they can move forward if they want to share it with their friends and family and people that they love in their lives. We're going to make it really easy for them to do that. But your job as the cleansing coach is over. They'll now be going back actually to the associate that signed them up once they've watched this video. So we're going to make it as easy as possible for you. You just encourage them to go to this video link and watch the video that you're going to be able to have next.
Done. Perfect.
18.
Besides that one club, we're done.
Transition video after the 9-day cleanse.
Okay. This is the transition video after the 9-day cleanse. Take 1.
Hi, this is Peter Greenlaw, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're going to go to 1845. Transition after the 9-day.
Should I say my name again, George?
Start over.
No, but I mean, should I say my name?
It's a different video, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Transition after the 9-day cleanse. Take 2. We're at 1855.
Hi, my name is Peter Greenlaw, and I've been with Isagenix for about 8 years. I've delivered lectures all over the world to thousands and thousands of people on health and wellness. I'd like to think that I'm a big advocate for wellness. And one of the things that I really encourage people to do, sort of my mantra, my goal in life, is to live healthier longer. Not just for myself, but also to share with you, just in the next couple of moments here, why you would want to continue to consume Isagenix products in whatever quantities or whatever. Because it's so important that you understand that we now know scientifically that the 4 things that cause aging, number 1 cause is toxicity, number 2 cause is obesity, number 3 cause is stress, and number 4 cause is inflammation. Congratulations, you've completed hopefully the 11-day cleanse, which we think is the most effective and fastest acting program. Or maybe you want a slower version of starting to cleanse your body, and congratulations, because you're really setting the foundation for everything that can come in the future, especially if you are interested in living healthier longer. And I would imagine that if you're watching this video, that's one of your goals. So I just want to touch on just a couple of things in the cleanse that you've just finished and why it's so important that you understand moving forward that you're not done at the end of 11 days. I mean, think of it this way. You go to the dentist and you get your teeth cleaned and they send you home with floss and a toothbrush. Well, I don't think you wait for your next cleaning before you floss and brush your teeth. So the idea is that you do a little bit each day. One of the most important things you could do on a daily basis is to consume those shakes, because those shakes absolutely help to cleanse the body in a gentle way on a daily basis, and it's probably the best nutrition that you could ever put in your body, especially to start your day out. One other thing, as we age, science has now proven that starting at age 25, we lose muscle mass, and by the time of 70, you've lost 40% of your muscle mass. And The reason for that is we don't store protein. So having an incredible source of protein every single morning is one of the most incredible things you can do, especially as we begin to age. But I want to come back to aging again because it's really important. Isagenix has a whole host of products that deal with this, starting with cleansing. The next step is what we call the Aegis Essentials. Now, what are Aegis Essentials designed to do? They're designed to support the body in slowing down the things that cause us to age. And in there are things like vitamin D3 and omegas, which have been proven to help slow down the process. But recently, a major scientific breakthrough that actually was featured even in Popular Science magazine is called Product B. Product B is arguably the most powerful support for the aging process, for slowing it down, of anything that's ever been tested. This has been proven scientifically. This isn't something that we're just making up. It actually has been proven. Dr. William Andrews is considered one of the leading geneticists and microbiologists in the world. And his laboratory is one of the places where they can test substances that affect the aging process. And in his 14 years, he is saying that Product B is one of the most powerful substances he's ever seen to assist the body in slowing down the aging process. So all of these doorways, all of these opportunities are open to you if you're willing to explore them and be open and find out a little bit more. That's the whole purpose behind this video. Now, another interesting thing that probably is happening to you, I know that it certainly happened to me 8 years ago. When I started to take the products, and in my case, I lost toxic fat and weight rather quickly, but I had more energy, and people noticed, and they started asking me, what are you doing? Well, you know, in the beginning, I wasn't quite sure. I just really kind of shared my enthusiasm and what had happened to me with my friends, you know, etc. One of those friends is a gentleman by the name of George Sousa, who not only is a friend, but he also is my own personal mentor. He's an international trainer. He's trained in over 13 countries. He's trained over 100,000 people. And I would say that honestly, in the beginning, George sort of was not skeptical, but kind of watching what I was doing. And then when he saw what happened to me, he kind of went, wow, that really looks interesting. Maybe I'll give that a try. Because let's be clear, I'm sure when you started, if you were like me or most people, you said, if this works. Well, hopefully now you know it did work, and what I'm going to invite you is what can come in the future can be even better. So imagine how you're feeling after just 11 days. Imagine how you could feel after a month or 2 months or 3 months. And then by adding these other essentials, the essentials, and also adding the product B, now you're really laying a foundation for living healthier longer. So what I'd like to do, I'd like to invite George to come up and just share his own sort of personal experience and how he then decided naturally to want to share it with the people that he loved in his life, and moving forward, many of his associates and other people.
Good, I guess I'm changing what I do, but I'll do what your intros. It was fun.